Hi guys, Fuzz here and welcome back to our Let's Play for Final Fantasy VIII. As always, I hope you enjoy these episodes, and if you do, please don't forget to just hit that like button on YouTube. And by all means, go ahead and check out the Facebook fan page for FuzzfingerGaming. These episodes are now being uploaded on a regular schedule, Monday to Saturday at 9 PM UK/GMT time, at the time of creating this episode anyway, but I'll make sure to adjust that in the description of the videos if it does change in the future. But also by liking the FuzzfingerGaming fan page, I'll sometimes give you the unlisted links to the YouTube videos before they actually go live to the public. So a little bit of a bonus for those that do support me in that way, just by checking out the Facebook page. So we've now recruited Rinoa into the party, which means we are ready to head on out into the big wide world of Timber. So to do that, we're just going to speak to Watts here. And he's going to give us just a bit of information. And then we just tell him that we are ready. Okay, so Galbadia not in the best of moods about the whole president situation. Okay, so couple of bits of information for you, mainly involving Rinoa. So Rinoa's our new character, and her limit break works a little bit differently to the other members of the party. Well, of course they all have their own limit breaks, but Rinoa's works by using her pet Angelo. You might remember he's the dog that went a little bit weird in the last episode when we went to say hello to him, and we also won his card. So Angelo's going to help Rinoa by doing certain abilities depending on what you have taught him. But the most important ability, which is a limit break for Rinoa that we can learn a little bit later on, is Angelo's Search. Now the reason I'm telling you about that now is because it's a very powerful ability, and it allows us to collect rare items which are not available easily by any other means in the game. So I'm telling you now because you can actually hinder this ability that we don't get till later by teaching Rinoa's dog other abilities earlier on. So when I pick up Pet Pals Volumes magazines, which is the magazine we use to teach new abilities to Angelo, there's going to be a couple, one or two, that I tell you not to teach to Angelo, and that's the reason why we don't want to hinder his later ability that we don't get until Disc 3, but we do want to start preparing for it now when we can. Right, so first thing we're going to do is head over here, and we can see the pet shop. And it sells a couple of things that are quite useful. Some GF abilities. As well as pet houses, which also heals your GFs. And a couple of pet pals, which we were just talking about. So we'll go ahead and purchase one each of those. And Amnesia Greens can be quite useful as well if you want to really max out your Guardian Forces. You won't be needing them just yet, but later on in the game, in order to make them forget the terrible abilities that they have, and then start teaching them some stuff that they can actually make good use of, or that your characters can make good use of. Something else we can do while we're here in the shop. We're actually going to get rid of the Angelo card, at least I am, and I'll explain why. So before we do that, we're going to sell our 2 elixirs. Now if you've got more than 2 elixirs at this point, just sell them all, every single one. since you do get a nice bit of gil for them. And you can also go through and sell anything else you want. To sell the Occult Volume 1 magazine. Where's that? There it is. Goes for a nice amount. If you want to go ahead and sell that, I'll keep it for now. So we're going to go to Card Mod. And say goodbye to Angelo. Goodbye, Angelo. There we go. And we get 100 times Elixir, which basically keeps your healing covered now for the rest of the game. Obviously, you don't want to spam those Elixirs over and over, but don't be scared to use them either, since they're great for healing, and now you've got 100 of them. Yay. Right then, so there's another come out of here. There's another kiosk on the other side here. It doesn't sell anything, but it does give you a bit of dialogue. We can have a look at the map of Timber. I've got to say, that's the most confusing map I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, right. And you can also just go through some of those other bits of dialogue if you want to. But I've gone through them for you now. Underage kids. How old is Squall supposed to be? Right, okay, so anyway. Right, we're going to start heading across here so that we get a bit of a cutscene. And we've got the weapon shop. And there's some soldiers here, so we're going to approach them. The weapon shop, by the way, is really just like a junk shop where you can mod your weapons, which is what you do in this game. And we can have an optional encounter here. You don't have to approach these guards and get this cutscene at all. And there's no reward for doing so either. But if you're feeling bad for these little fellas, then you might want to step in, and you do get a bit of AP as well for killing these guys. Nothing terribly exciting, of course, but we're actually unable to leave the town at the moment as well. And even when we kill these guys, that won't change. Two potions and 4 AP, wasn't that worth it? Ah, well there you go, look, Ifrit's just levelled up. See, we can't leave town. Just quickly sort out Ifrit's abilities. Right now he is learning the junction abilities, so he's just learnt, I think it was hit point junction, was it? Yeah. Put him on elemental defense. Who's got him equipped at the moment? It's Squall. So we'll just stick something on here now. He's got 959 health. 1259. Blizzard Guard looks pretty good. Yeah, regen. Looks like it's going to be the one. So Squall now has 3,500 health, which means he can cast his very important Limit Break ability at 570 health, probably a little bit more as well. But for now we're just going to head back to the station. Nope, not this way. just down here it is. Right, and now we can find ourselves in front of the Timber Maniacs building. So we're going to go straight on and enter into here. And there's some magazine piles. If we examine them, we get the girl next door. We were just talking about that, weren't we? And no, you can't read it, so don't bother trying. But we do use it later on in an event, so make sure to pick it up. There's a door here, which should lead to a draw point if I have things correct. There we go. And this should be our first draw point that gives us the highest magic tier. Blizzagar. And if we head in through here, then there's another magazine and some people we can talk to. You don't have to talk to these guys, but you can do. Okay. Just make sure you grab that girl next door magazine that you saw here, because you can actually easily miss it if you don't pick it up. So we're done in here anyway, so we can head out of the Timber Maniacs building, and we're going to head into the building next door. And you can listen to what the occupiers want to tell you. So we learn about a secret back alley. But before we do anything else, we're just going to head up here, because if we go to the second floor, we can actually peer out of the window. Bit harsh actually, punishing that kid. I mean, a bunch of strangers did just walk into his house and come up into his bedroom without permission. I mean, they could be like a bunch of weirdos or anything. Anyway. So we can see the back alley from up there. So we're going to head back out into the street now. Okay, so if we just head down the steps here, then we'll come to the pub. I was just exploring, so I can't show you this bit, but you'll just enter battle with a couple of easy soldiers. They'll go down very quickly, and then you'll get the blue card from them for defeating them. So we'll grab the draw point here, and we'll just head over to the shop. The timber shop. There's a few items that you might want to look at purchasing, including those tents, of course, if you want to go ahead and stock up on your Kuragars, which I might actually go ahead and do since I am running a little bit low. Okay, and when you're all done, you can just head into the pub itself. But sadly, you won't be here to get a drink. Instead, we can see this whacked out drunk guy at the back here. So we'll go up and speak to him and see what his problem is. So there's a kind of movie playing on the big screen in the back, can't you? It's interesting. So we'll go and say hello. And if we just go up and talk to him. Right, so we've actually got two options. We can tell him about the Buell card, which the soldiers outside dropped behind them, which is actually his card. And if we do that, he'll give us a Tombury card in reward. Else we can buy him a drink, and in which case he'll give us a Forbidden card. It doesn't really matter either way, so I'm just going to tell him about the card. The point is, whichever option you choose, it's going to move him out of the way so that we can access the back exit to the pub here. So first thing we're going to want to do is save, of course. Okay, and now we can just head out through the alleyway here and start making our way up the tower, where there's going to be a few bits of dialogue as we head up. Okay, so bit of a change around now. And here we have the announcer starting the Galbadian broadcast. Sounds like something's going wrong a bit, doesn't it? And look who it is. Okay, so it looks like there's a bit of a plan going on that Squall and Zell and Selfie haven't been put in on just yet. But apparently Quistis is going to need our help. We're going to head on over to the actual TV station itself for more scenes. It's going to be quite a scene-heavy section, this is, in all honesty. Although, as you can see, it's all very linear. So Cypher's definitely up to something. And who's this? Well, goodbye, Cypher. Okay, and now we're back outside the TV station, and with control over our characters we're going to begin by heading back to the pub. And we have Quistis and Rinoa waiting for us. Okay, so we just want to head back into the pub now. We get another scene. And the lady whose house we've already visited has welcomed us back. Which means that we can just head back out here. And once again, we get another nice collection of scenes. Bit of a mean thing to say. Right then, so while we're upstairs now, we can basically chat to anyone that we want to. Selfie, Rinoa and Zell don't have much to say, but Quistis we do need to talk to a couple of times. And again. Okay, so now we're going to head back down. And once again, we just need to try and leave at this point, actually. We can speak to this lady, who's currently unnamed still. But when you try and leave, that's what kicks off the cutscene. Okay, so our next story destination is now made known to us. It's another garden, Galbadia Garden. I don't think we did Junction Exchange before myself, did we? And we get a couple of rubbish items, but I suppose everything helps here. Let's just check Rinoa's junctioning is all sorted. Yep. And as we head outside, there'll be a soldier that we need to speak to, a Galbadian officer. We'll go and say hello. Right, could this be a battle? No, it couldn't. Okay, and so now we head towards the pub again because we need to get our ticket. Okay, so all that we have to do now to finish off in Timber here is just to head back to the train station. And then we can board and start making our way over to the new garden. But I'm going to finish the episode off here, folks, so thanks for joining me. I'm just going to head into the pub to save my game. Don't forget to hit that like button. Sorry this has been a scene-heavy episode, but we did have to get through it, so now we are ready to get into more action, more character development. In the next episode, we're going to be doing a little bit of optional stuff as well along the way. So do come back and join me for that. And I'll see you soon, guys, as we carry on with Final Fantasy VIII.